Hoka hey, Boozhoo, and welcome back to the show. That was a pretty cool effect, huh, sweetie? I love it, a teleporter. I can't believe we finally have our own teleporter. I know. It's not as expensive as I would have thought. Before we start today, I wanna send out just a heartfelt miigwech thank you to our Patreon supporters. Thank you to our GoFundMe supporters, and thank you to the viewers who send financial support to the show. In the last month, we've been able to buy a new fireplace, and now we have our own teleporter. You know, let's see, where else should we go, sweetie? Do you want to teleport to Sesame Street? Yeah, can you teleport me to Sesame Street? Okay, hang on. Let me just get the coordinates. And teleporting in 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. I'm in Sesame Street. Hey, sweetie, can you hear me? I can hear you clear as a bell. That was the other thing we were able to pay for with our, our Patreon supporters. We got these great communicators. Sweetie, can you hear me? I can hear you just like you're standing right next to me. Yeah, me too. Well, I'm in Sesame Street, but it doesn't look like anybody's here. Where do you suppose they all are? I don't know. Maybe they're taking the COVID thing really seriously. Hello? Anybody here? Marie? I don't think anybody's here. Maybe I should come back. Okay, sweetie, you want me to teleport you home? Yeah, would you mind? Okay. 1, 2, beam up. Up. Where am I going? I'm just going home. 1, 2, beam back. All right, teleporting in 3, 2, 1. And now I'm home again. Welcome back. Thank you, sweetie. All right, enough playing around with the teleporter. We're gonna wear it out. Those things take like 10 batteries too. So let's save it. So yeah, Boozhoo, welcome back to the live stream podcast. We're a good hour and a half late this morning. I guess I'm on Indian time. Nah. So I don't know if the Boozhoo crew is going to be here today or not. Usually we have a group of people here. Let me see. Yep, I don't see anybody. It's our own fault. We were all set up to go live. We usually go live at 6 every morning. And we were just, had everything all set up. And I was walking back from the bathroom. And I look in the bedroom there. And there's Bagheera, my cat. Lying just cute on the bed. And I thought, I'll just cuddle up with Bagheera for a second. Hour later, I wake up. Oh, jeez. But that was bound to happen sooner or later. Hoka, hey, how you doing, sweetie? I'm doing great. How are you this morning? Oh, I'm just, I'm in a pretty good mood, I gotta say. It's cold. It feels cold. I don't know what the temperature is outside, but it's a good thing we have this fire, because this old back room gets cold. It used to be a garage, and so it has the temperature of a garage. It was like a 1-car garage when this house was built, and then they painted the walls and boarded up the big door, and so now we've got a kind of a studio. But it's cold, we're going to have the heater on all the time. You can hear the heater, it's about to go off. Oh, woe is me. So, if you like the show, please support Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo by signing up on Patreon or contributing to our GoFundMe campaign. I mean, come on. You're spending $80 a month to watch Netflix. Yeah. Good life choices. Who am I yelling at? So, yeah. Boozhoo. Today's Ojibwe Word of the Day. Hey, sweetie. Yeah? Before we get started, do you want to take a call? Oh, sure. Why not? What line, sweetheart? It's on line 2. Line 2, huh? All right. Caller, welcome to Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo. You're on the air. Hey there, Nanaboozhoo. Oh, it's Kermit the Frog. Hey, sweetie, Kermit the Frog just called in. Boozhoo, Kermit. Hi there, Natasha. What can I do for you, Kermit? Oh, I was just calling today to. I was wondering if I could teach the the Ojibwe Word of the Day. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Hey, by the way, before we get into that, I thought you were gonna come stay with me for a while. Oh yeah, I thought about that. Last time we talked, I kind of had to tell you some harsh, opinions of Miss Piggy. I don't like her. I know. I think she's abusive. I know. Why don't you leave her and you can come stay with me and Natasha? I think you mean Natasha and I. Oh yeah, sorry. Natasha and I. He's correcting my grammar. Well, we talked, and I kind of thought I would give her one more time. One more try, She's there, isn't she? Yeah. I can't really talk right now. She's in the bathroom, but when she comes out, if she knows I'm talking to you, she's going to get angry. Yeah, okay. So, you wanna teach the Ojibwe Word of the Day? Yeah, would you mind? No, not at all. What word would you like to teach? Well, I was thinking, and then I don't think you've done this before, but the Ojibwe word for frog. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, what's the Ojibwe word for frog? Well, the Ojibwe word for frog, Oma Kaki, frog. Oma Kaki, a frog, just like Kermit here. Oma Kaki. Yeah, Oma Kaki. The Ojibwe word of the day is Oma Kaki. And that's what I am. I'm Kermit the Oma Kaki. Yeah, you sure are, Niji. I'm worried about you. Oh, you don't have to. Well, it's not just Miss Piggy, You don't seem happy. I can tell you've got a... It sounds like you're really troubled. Well, it's not easy being green. Yeah, that's what they say. Well, look, the offer still stands. If you need a place to crash, you can come stay with us. Well, I really appreciate that. Okay. Well, hey, I gotta go, man. I'm gonna do the show. All right. Well, I'll see you again. Gigawabamin, Minawa. Yay! Yep, Gigawabamin, Minawa. Kermit. So he's gonna stay with Miss Piggy? That's what it looks like. I don't know. You know who this reminds me of? I used to have a friend who was very abusive to men. They called her the man-eater because when she was in college, at St. Scholastica, no less, this man-eater, she would just use and abuse, degrade, chew up and spit out. And they called her Romy. Boozhoo, Romy, how you doing? Romy's here. I just noticed. I was just teasing her. Romel Ogama, the great leader. And Jim's here too. Boozhoo, Jim. We're kind of late. I just had Kermit on. He was teaching the Ojibwe word for frog. Omakaki, frog. And I was telling him he should leave that Miss Piggy. She's abusive. She gives him that karate chop. She's she's a pig. But he won't do it. He's afraid of her, I think. Kermit's lost all his confidence. Kermit's forgot that he's still a man. And frankly, Miss Piggy doesn't want just some kind of, spineless wimp of a man. She wants. What I think. You know what I think. You know what I think, sweetie. What do you think? I think Miss Piggy wants Kermit to finally stand up to her and tell her to cut it out. Miss Piggy probably wants to karate chop herself. Underneath all that, what Miss Piggy really needs is a man. But that's not his job. That's not his problem. That's not how you should go about your life. Miss Piggy. And I still have never understood why does she wear clothes but he doesn't. That brings up a whole nother weird level aspect of their relationship. I mean, he's like a nudist. She's not. I mean, yeah, she's all aggressive and that, but his nudity, it's kind of like that old Joe Biden. I guess he goes swimming naked in front of his staff. He's one of these guys who just walks around naked. Say, oh, you got a problem? Can you call up the president or get him on the line for us? Yeah, sure. Thanks. Hold on. I just gotta Google it. We're gonna get that Joe Biden on the phone here. All right, hold on. Here it is. It's ringing. Hello? Is this the White House? Yeah. Is this Joe Biden? Hi, Joe. This is Natasha from the Nanaboozhoo show. Yeah. Do you want to be on the show this morning? Okay, hold on. Okay, he's on line 2. All right, thank you, sweetie. Let's see, line 2. Yeah, Mr. President. Huh? Who is that? It's Nanaboozhoo. Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm okay. I wanted to call and ask you about something. Yeah. Yeah, what's that? Why was I calling you? It had something to do with Miss Piggy. Oh, I hear that you walk around naked in front of your staff. And that you swim in a pool, and that you're like one of these guys who's real comfortable being naked in front of others. Yeah, what's wrong with that, man? Sometimes I go for a swim, and I just drop my drawers. I got nothing to hide. I mean, come on, just think about it. Come on, man. I like to swim around when I'm, when I'm naked. I like to get naked. Come on, man. Yeah. Well, it's gross, On a couple of levels. Number one, it's nobody wants to see your naked body. Nobody. Not your wife. Not your Secret Service. Nobody wants to see it. And it's aggressive. It's kind of one of these moves where you're going to beg the people around you to either respond or not. And you're making people pretend they're okay with seeing your disgusting old penis. So I'm asking you on behalf of the American people who voted you in to be our leader, please put on some swim trunks. Oh, come on, man. I like to let it fly free. Come on. I mean, just think about it. I'm not going to think about it. That's my problem. I'm thinking about it right now. So on behalf of America, put on your swim trunks. All right. Hey, man, can I teach an Ojibwe word of the day? No, you can't teach an Ojibwe word of the day. We already did. It's omakaki, frog. Sir? I think he fell asleep again. Biden. Huh? Who's there? I gotta go, man. This is Nanaboozhoo. Oh, okay. Well, gigawa min, minawa. I did think about it. Yeah, see you later. I'm sorry. I think I've had enough of Joe Biden. I know it was kind of cute at first. you know, his hair sniffing and, you know, putting his hands all over those children. I mean, that was cute. But now, I don't know. Kind of sick of them already. Sorry. So today is the Ojibwe word of the day. Frog. Omakaki. And so today I would like to tell the story of the Omakaki. And princess. Let me think. Back in the days of our grandfathers, there was a princess who wanted to marry just a really hot guy. And why did she think that the frog would turn into a prince? I don't know. Let's say a wizard came up to her and he says, "Listen, princess, I met a really awesome dude. You really like him. He's really good looking. He looks like Johnny Depp when Johnny Depp was like 22. Johnny Depp season 2 of 21 Jump Street. And he's got a really nice car and he plays the guitar. And he's really nice to his grandma and whatever. And he's rich. He's a prince. That's what it is. He's a prince." And so this young girl goes, "Oh, that's awesome. Where can I find this young man?" And the wizard goes, "Well, the problem is I turned him into an omakaki. Omakaki. I turned him into a frog." So she goes into the swamp. And she goes, "Oh, there's so many frogs here. I wonder which one of these is going to be my handsome prince." And so she's grabbing all these frogs and she goes, "Are you a prince?" "Ribbit, ribbit." One, he goes, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal." And then she'd take him in and, well, that's a different story. Until finally one day, why is your arm killing you right now? I don't know. I think it's this mic stand. Yeah, we're going to have to do something about this. And then finally she grabs this frog and she goes, "Oh, to heck with it. I'm really feeling, amorous." So she kisses this frog. Oh no, she finds a frog and she goes, "Are you a prince?" And the frog goes, "Yeah, man. I'm that prince a wizard told you about. He turned me into a frog, but he said if you kiss me, I'll turn back into my old, rich, good-looking self." So she kisses him, and then the frog goes, "Well, you believe everything you're told?" And that's when the wizard came out and he collected his $5 from the frog. And the frog was like, "Well worth it, buddy." And they all had a good laugh at this stupid princess. Okay, we got to change stuff here. I'm going to teleport away because we're having technical difficulties. Oh, you know what? I will be... Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo shall return after these messages and part of this song. But before I go, I'm going to teleport out. Sweetie, will you teleport me away so I can switch up mic stands? Yeah, okay. Teleporting in 3, 2, 1. Oh, sweetie, I forgot to... Where was I supposed to teleport you to? Doggone it, where did he go? Hold on, everybody. I know I put him somewhere. Let's see. Don't go anywhere, I'm sure. He's somewhere in the nether region. Oh, you know what? I think I teleported him back down to Sesame Street. Hold on, I gotta find the coordinates. Oh, brother. Yep, sure enough, there he is. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go down to Sesame Street. Oh, what was that all about? I was caught in the nether regions. Or whatever. Let's get rid of this too. All right, that feels better. This adds nothing to the show, but Michael's arm was just killing him there. And I realized we had done something to a certain mic stand that makes it possible for me to stand and talk. But now we're back, so never mind that. Anyway, so yeah. So then the princess went back to the castle and eventually grew old, never married, never had children. She kept saying, oh, you know what? I'm going to have a career first. And then after I've worked for a number of years, after I went to college, got a master's degree, got established in my career, then I will settle down with a prince and have children. But by the time she got through with her master's program, and then she had to kind of jump to 3 or 4 different job opportunities. And when she was finally in a position where she felt like, you know, she had got a handle on her career, her house payment, her car payment, her student loans, she was 40 years old. She was too old to, number one, have children. And number two, land a young Johnny Depp looking prince with a cool car. And so the great irony of this princess and the Omakaki and the frog was that her own standards, her own dreams got in the way of ever being happy. And this has been the story. All these princess stories are the same. Some dumb broad trying to get a good man. And we're supposed to feel sorry for her. Oh, I'm Cinderella. Poor old Cinderella. You know, she had stepsisters who were mean to her. And when she wanted to go to the ball, they told her she couldn't go to the fancy royal ball. She's like a regular Meghan Markle. And then in the end, she's chosen, you know, to marry some dude she doesn't even know because she has small feet. Oh, good. Happy ending. Well, moral of the story, children? Marry for money. Marry for looks. Don't go into foster care. There's such a thing as glass shoes, glass slippers that fall off. I mean, what'd you expect? Things made of glass. There's no, you want a leather shoe. But yeah, so yeah, I don't care about with Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. Here's another one. There's a role model for young girls. Just fall asleep. Get a whole movie made about you for being asleep. Oh, she looks good. What's her personality like? I don't know. She sounds like this. Oh, I'm Sleeping Beauty. Some dude kisses her while she's asleep. I mean, well, the moral of this story is, children, if a hot girl's asleep, go ahead, sneak a kiss. You never know. That might be the thing she actually needs. I mean, what are they teaching the children? Sleeping Beauty. Dwarves have to work in the mines. Oh, I realize the difference between dwarves and midgets. What's that? Midgets have the disproportionate head and limbs. And dwarves are proportionate like normal people. They're just little. But that's why dwarves should be called little people. And little people should be called midgets. Because it's not offensive. to me. I will be the litmus test of what is offensive. Midget, it's fine. I'm not even offended by redskin. I don't care. Because nobody's using that term. You know, oh, it's a statement of hate. Really? Oh. I'm not feeling the hate. like what is a really bad slur? It wouldn't be a bad slur. Oh, you dirty so-and-so. I was once called a knob. I thought that was sort of funny. A knob? What's that mean? That's what I said. I was like, knob? What's a knob? And she goes, oh, you know, like an Anishinaabe. Oh, you know the word Anishinaabe? How can you be racist, but still... And I realized, oh, no, she's racist because she does know Indians. She calls me a knob. You old knobhead, Anishinaabe. But even that, she was being kind of playful. You know. I think I've had it with YouTube. Really? Yeah. Everything I watch, and it's my own fault because YouTube just gives you what you watch. But it seems like everything is some story about some political correctness. Somebody's being canceled. Somebody's being offended. Somebody's losing a job. The world has to be, there's got to be something more to the world than just the mama my Sharona, racism, feminism, and, masks or whatever. It's just 24 hours a day of outrage, complaining, he said, she said. I don't even remember what was entertainment before. I'm not sure when all this started, but I'm tired of all the negativity. I'm tired of I guess it's the culture war. There's like a civil war going on. And it's on a couple of fronts. There's the COVID front, where people are fighting over whether or not to get a shot. And then there's the cancel culture front. There's all this censorship on YouTube and Twitter. I mean, they censored the president of the United States. Donald Trump cannot be trusted with the privilege of tweeting whatever he wants. That's too dangerous to our gentle ears and eyes. Twitter just deems the host of The Apprentice too dangerous. Because what? It's going to incite a riot? I don't know, the whole George Floyd thing. Black Lives Matter. This is all I can't seem to get away from it. But I think it's because I spent so many years just watching people talk about those things. I miss the days where I used to watch like sitcoms and The Simpsons. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. Better turn on the TV. It's The Simpsons. And that was controversial back in the day. Hoka, hey, la la la. So welcome to Sesame Street, children. It's not like you remember. I was thinking the other day, that's what our show is. Where's Sesame Street for middle-aged people? Like if Ernie and Bert off camera, when they finally get to be themselves, because they're my age, And they're all like, oh, what a day, huh, Bert? Ernie's like, yep, that's right. I don't know if I can do an Ernie. I can do his laugh. Hey. Every impersonation I do sounds like Kermit. Hey, Bert. Ernie. They're totally the same person. I don't know. I can't do impersonations. Hey, sweetie, will you beam me back? Hold on. Honey, can you hear me? Yeah, I hear ya. When to beam home. Okay, sweetie. I'm going to beam you back. Hang on. In 3, 2, 1. Thank you, honey. So yeah. I didn't want to be on Sesame Street anymore. It's depressing down there. Nobody's around. I know, it's crazy. Oh, Brandy Marie, Boozhoo. Boozhoo, Brandy Marie. Natasha says hello. I know we're late, okay? What do you want from me? I'm on Indian time. Brandy says, oh, that was cool. Yeah, we bought a teleporter. And we started the show today thanking all our supporters because we got a new fireplace and now we got our own teleporter. You know, is anywhere else I can teleport to? No, just down to Sesame Street and back. Maybe tomorrow we can teleport to the set of Seinfeld or something. Yeah, that'd be funny. Back in the days when there used to be something to watch on TV. When it wasn't just 24-hour day gloom and doom, culture war, end of the world stuff. You know. Every day there's a new person losing their job for being a racist. And you got to hear the debate. Well, was Sharon Osbourne racist or not? It's like, I don't care. Why are we even hearing from Sharon Osbourne? She just happens to be married to Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know. I mean, she wormed her way into our hearts. And who cares? Nobody cares. But I gotta know about it because that's the kind of stuff I watch on TV now. Oh, what's gonna happen to Sharon Osbourne? That old Meghan Merkel. She's got a path of destruction behind her. She has one dumb interview with Oprah. And Piers Morgan quits his show. The ladies from The Talk are all fighting. Sharon Osbourne might get fired or quit or something. Ozzy Osbourne has gone back to eating bats. You know, enough, Megan. Would you go do a movie already? I know that's what you want. Megan. How many toads did she have to kiss before she got her prince? I don't trust anybody who wants to be an actress. Oh, I want to be an actress. What's that mean? Do you love theater and stuff? Do you love pretend? No, I want to be famous and rich and have famous friends and be interviewed. And so if I have to be in a movie to do that, then sure. What? You know, acting is a craft. If you ever watch like, what's his name? Old, Hikes. What's that guy's name? My favorite actor of all time from the Henry V movie. Oh yeah, that's, oh, doggone it. I can never remember when you can't remember. Who's the great Kenneth Branagh? So Kenneth Branagh is a Shakespearean actor who's been in a number of movies. If you're a typical American, you probably never saw Henry V, but he was in a number of movies. And he's an English guy. And what he's famous for in England are all his Shakespearean movies. He's the one who redid. The same year that I can't remember people's names. The guy from Lethal Weapon. You know, and The Last Temptation of Christ. I'm not even going to ask you because I know you never remember these actors' names either. Anyway, you guys know who I'm talking about. That's world famous, probably one of the most famous actors. The year he came out with Hamlet, so did this guy, Kenneth Branagh, and just, you know, embarrassed him by how great his Kenneth Branagh. Anyway, these Shakespearean actors are just the greatest actors ever. Okay, it's really bothering me. Who is the actor who was in Lethal Weapon and produced the big Jesus movie that came out? And he's always getting in trouble for getting drunk and saying the Jews created all the wars. You know that guy? Lethal Weapon. Yeah, Natasha can never remember. You have the same bad memory I do. I know, we're the same people. You know, I know who that guy is. Mel Gibson, thank you, Grieving Turtle. Hikes. And Boozhoo Grieving. Mel Gibson, thank you. So Mel Gibson comes out with his, and he's a great filmmaker. Creep in real life, but, you know, he makes, you know, he's a real artist. But he comes out with Hamlet, his big Shakespearean movie, and not caring, Kenneth Branagh comes out with his version, which is like 4 hours long, and he plays the starring role, and it's just a masterpiece. Watching these Shakespearean actors deliver their lines is like watching a great singer, like an opera singer or something. So that's acting, you know. Like when we did that Shakespeare thing, the St. Crispin's Day speech. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he that sheds his blood with me this day shall be my brother. Be he ne'er so vile, this day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen abed in England shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhoods cheap, whilst any speaks who fought with us upon St. Crispin's Day. You know. All right, that was terrible, but you get my drift. But Meghan Markle just wants to be you know, oh, I want to do voiceovers for a cartoon. Let's remake the, you know, the Little Mermaid. Because I'm Meghan Markle, I want to be an actress. It's like, don't you just leave us alone? All right? Go away. I mean, yeah, I blame you, Oprah, for wanting to interview these people. But, like, they won't shut up about how much they don't want attention. Just, okay, go away. I'd like to teleport her away. I don't know, man. You know, sometimes I start to doubt myself. Hey, sweetie. Yeah. You want to take a call? Yeah, I guess. What line? Line 2. Line 2. All right, caller. Welcome to Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo. You're on the air. Hey, Nanaboozhoo, what's the matter? Oh, hey, Sly Stallone. How you doing? Yeah, I just wanted to call and, you know, you look like you need some cheering up. Yeah, I don't know. It's this Meghan Markle thing, you know. She's got me bummed out. That lady got you bummed out? She annoys me, you know. You know what, man? I remember when I had to face Apollo in the ring. Yeah. And, you know, I was scared. I didn't mind admitting it after a while. I mean, you know, I had to have a fight with Adrian, yeah? And I told her, you know, you want to break me down? You know, I'm scared, all right? You know, I was scared. But, you know, I faced my fears, and I went into the ring with Apollo, and I went the distance. And just by going the distance, then, you know, I was a champion. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's true. I remember that story. Yeah, so I just wanted to call, you know, if you're down in the dumps, you need to you need to pick yourself up. Yeah, I suppose you're right. What should I do? Well, I guess the first thing I would do is make a nice big glass of eggs. A whole glass of eggs? Yeah, six eggs. Just crack them in the glass. Yeah, that sounds kind of gross. Can I fry them up? No, you got to drink it down. So you drink it down, and then you go outside, stretch first. Oh, yeah, you always want to stretch. Put on some gray sweatpants, hike them way up high. You're gonna be running. Should I get some good running shoes? No, you can just run in some black Converse. That's fine. That's all you need. Okay. And then start running. And then when you come back, you'll feel better. Yeah, I suppose I would. I'm not in the greatest shape. I've been kind of sitting around eating cookies for a while. Yeah, but you got to do that. You know why you got to do that? Here it comes. Why do I have to do that? Because that's how winning's done! Yep. Okay. Hey, look, man. That's good advice. And you gave me a lot to think about. I'm going to do what you say. Is there anything else I can do for you, Sly? Oh, no, just wanted to tell you you're doing a good job. Keep it up. All right. Well, thanks for calling in. Yeah, right. Gigawabamin, Minawa. Yep. Gigawabamin, Minawa, Niji. Oh, I feel like I'm starting to become friends with Sly Stallone. I know. I can't believe it of all the people. Yeah, he calls in just to kind of, cheer me up. It's pretty cool. If I could be friends with anybody, Sly Stallone, Paul Stanley. Those are the only two celebrities I'd want to be friends with. And David Bowie when he was alive, but he's dead now, so. Allegedly. So, Grieving Turtle says, see any ships lately? Doggone it, I forgot. Yeah, I was going to put a ship up. Actually, did I? Oh, well. Okay, let me try something here, Grieving. Image. Dangerous. Okay. Browse. Boom. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Love Boat. The Love Boat. La-di-da-di. Okay, where am I? Ladies and gentlemen, would you like a relaxing vacation out on the flat, level sea level? Then book a cruise on the Chi-Chi-Mun. The Chi-Chi-Mun. The Great Chi-Mun. What's a Chi-Mun? I don't know. Chi means great. Chi-Chi-Mun. This is the Great Chi-Mun. Maybe that means ship. I'd have to look it up. Grieving, does Chi-Mun mean ship? The Chi-Mun. And this is a tour ship. It's not a casino ship, turns out. But it goes between Mackinac Island and the Mississippi. No, I don't know. I forget. But one of these days we should do an episode like The Love Boat, where you and I want to break up and we're going to go on a cruise together. And in the last minute, the kindly ship captain, Chi-Chi-Mun, makes us reconsider. And it's a love connection on the Love Boat. And look at that sea level. Water always finds its level. There's nowhere in nature you're going to see a water go around like a hill or something. Doesn't matter how rocky a bowl of soup, round on the bottom is going to be level on top. Just like in our closed dome, flat plain, this beautiful Mama Aki, beautiful Mother Earth, surrounded by the great ice wall known as Antarctica. Antarctica, This is the ship, the Chi-Chi-Mun, that's coming up. We're going to send, you know what we should do? We should send Kermit to Antarctica. He could be like a roving reporter. He's got some journalism experience. That's right. Remember that? He would wear a trench coat so you would know he was a reporter. Yeah. That was the one time Kermit would wear clothes. It was at work. So coming up in Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo this spring, the Voyage to Antarctica with Kermit the Frog. Kermit the Frog's going to take the Chi-Chi-Mun all the way to the ice wall. And we're going to see what happens. Because apparently the United Nations has a treaty with every country in the world called the Antarctic Treaty that was signed in the middle of World War II. The only treaty ever in the history of ever to never be broken. This is the one treaty that is airtight. And the treaty states that nobody will ever go to Antarctica alone. Nobody's going to go there to drill for oil or live. There'll be no exploration because the penguins. Antarctica, this is the way to remember too. Antarctica means no bears. There's no bears down there. That's in the North Pole. The North Pole. There's no North Pole. Well, maybe there's a North Pole. There's no South Pole. There's an ice ridge all around this flat plain that holds in the water that we call Antarctica. And the United Nations knows this because their flag doesn't have Antarctica. It has the flat Earth map. So, this has been your beginning lesson on Antarctica. What is it? An ice wall that holds in the water. Yes, kids. Go back to school and ask your teacher about that. Your teacher will probably mock me. And they'll say, "Why are you taking advice from a puppet?" And you tell them, "Hey, that's racist, man." And the teacher will not say anything because they're scared of being called out. Aircraft carrier means ship. This boat goes between Tubamori and Manitoulin Island. Between Tubamori and Manitoula Island. Manitoula is a sacred place. I mean, every place is sacred, I guess. But I hear traditional people talk about Manitoula. I think there were spirits who did something. I think there's like weird spirit rocks in Manitoula. Round. There's Jessica says, are we on a Boozhoo cruise? Yep. We're going to Antarctica. No bears. Because lately, too, I've been reconsidering penguins. What is a penguin? They're so weird. They look like they've been some sort of genetic mutation or breed. Like half fish, half bird. They only live in Antarctica, so they say. There's probably some weird like lab down there making these little robot birdfish. I don't know. I think if I saw a penguin in real life, I'd be scared. I know they've made movies, but I've never saw those penguin movies. But we're going to send Kermit on a Chi-Chi-Mun exploration to Antarctica. We got to get to the bottom of this. Okay, I'm going to teleport one more time. Never mind. I can make the sound effect. Oh, la, la. I'm so little. Sometimes I feel so insignificant. Oh, sweetie, you're just cute, little. What happened? It was a shrink ray. All right, hold on. Big John, Little John, what a way to grow. I did it. I willed myself bigger. I am now of the Nephilim. Sweetie, you want to come out here and say hello to the people? Sure. All right. Can you teleport me down to the surface? I mean, we're on the surface of the earth right now. Can you teleport me? You know what? Why don't you teleport me over there and then teleport yourself back here? Okay. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, sweetie, whenever you're ready. Okay, honey. Wait a second. I almost screwed this up. Technology. Are you ready now? I think so. Okay, teleporting you away and then me back into your spot. Wait, if I teleport myself at the same time, we're both going to be in teleportation mode. I'm going to have to do this one at a time. Okay. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Teleporting! Oh, jeez. Okay. So let's see now. If I'm going to teleport, I could just stand up, I suppose, and whack over there. But that wouldn't be as fun. So I'm going to teleport myself and then replace myself with Nanaboozhoo. I wonder how long I can just have him out in cyberspace before he has to actually be teleported to somewhere. I don't think I did this right. I'm starting to suspect that I might have killed Nanaboozhoo. Don't you? I hope not. Let me see. Whoops. Okay, to heck with it. Teleporting myself over, and then we'll see what happened to Nanaboozhoo. Oh, jeez. Hi, everybody. Welcome back, or it's nice to see you again. What happened to my hand? Oh, man, teleportation screws up your hands. Doggone it. That looks so gross. I have impetigo now. Oh. Or not impetigo. What's that called? The Michael Jackson disease? Whatever. Anyway, hi, everybody. Just wanted to stop by and... Too many moving parts. But, yeah, I wanted to come and I wanted to say hello to Jim Dunn, Boozhoo Jim. And, let's see who else is here. Grieving Turtle, Boozhoo. I saw a talking penguin named Paul Coffey. Paul Coffey. Coffey? Paul Coffey. Yeah, penguins are weird. They're creepy. I don't understand them. They don't migrate? I'm not even sure if they fly. Oh, anyway, Nanaboozhoo, you're over there. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. As soon as you materialized, I did too, right where you were. Oh, okay. I didn't want kids to think that I had accidentally killed you in the teleporter. Nope, I'm fine, kids. Yep, we're all okay. But the earth is flat. No, I mean, it is, but, you know. I used to be so afraid to come out of the closet as a flat earther. And because I used to have a job, I guess. And now I could care less. Hi, children. Number 1, Santa Claus is a lie. Number 2, the earth is flat. Welcome to the children's show. Okay, sorry. Weesadee is here. Vitiligo. Oh, vitiligo. Yeah, I have vitiligo. I'm going to have to bathe in a whole tub of bleach now. Because my vitiligo. I heard once that fingernail polish, it was invented by Native Americans. I don't know if this is true or not. When I was a kid, they used to tell us, oh yeah, colored fingernail polish, that's a Sioux thing. Because if your man was like a good hunter, you would always have blood on your fingernails from cleaning the hides. And so like a woman with a good husband would have red fingernails. And then, all the other ladies would be jealous of her. Oh, look at that lady with her red fingernails. She must have a lot of meat. I don't know. It's kind of a silly cultural thing to do that women do all over the world. Color their fingernails. Hi, I got blue nails. Anyway. So, yeah. But here we are. It's Thursday. It's Thirsty Thursday. Noonday Minnequay, noonday Minnequay. I am thirsty, but I don't know where my water went. And, yeah. So that old Meghan Merkel, she's getting everybody all upset. I mean, I guess she has some sort of power if the whole world can't stop talking about her. I mean, like, who cares? What? Ozzy Osbourne's wife cares. She's on a crazy train now. Nah. Okay, you guys. Well, I think we should probably mahjong. We should probably go. But, it's always sorry for being late. So rude. But I'm glad some of the Boozhoo crew came with us today anyway. And I will see you again. Geeka Wappaman. Minnewa. Hey, we never played the song. They don't want to see this song. Okay. We can do it tomorrow. All right, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow with the song. And, miigwech kanawabieg. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. And live stream. Was that really an hour?